Hey there, welcome. This video is in response to the last video that I posted, which a lot of you said did not have as much information as you wanted to be able to convert your car into a camper. So this video is going to dive into great detail about how I did that with my 2017 Ford Escape and converted it into a camper that my wife and I lived in for 11 months. And the best part about it is we didn't make any changes to the vehicle, so it preserves the resale value if you're concerned about selling your car in the future. We're gonna go over the kitchen, the office, the gear storage, even trash and laundry, and the cockpit. By the end of the video, you're gonna have all sorts of things to think about when you're considering how to set up your car for a camper conversion. So, let's dive in. Oh hey, so an important thing to consider when you're getting the mattress is having a waterproof cover on it. Absolutely essential because it's gonna get real stinky real quick. Plus, if you ever wanted to sleep out under the stars, you can simply tear this mattress out of here, throw it on the ground, and either brush it down, hose it down, whatever you need to do to clean it off later, and the mattress will suffer no damage. Important thing number 2 to consider is your headspace. So you can see here we have an 8-inch thick mattress. We thought, wow, that's going to be really comfortable, and it is. But I don't think that we'd be sacrificing any comfort by getting a 5-inch mattress. That's what I'd do in retrospect, because having that extra 3 inches here is worth a little more than having the extra 3 inches here. We made sure to sew a zipper into our PVC cover. You can see the mattress is in here with another softer cover around it. That's just so if we're ever wanting to use the mattress when we don't need it to be waterproof or sweat-proof, then we don't need this anymore. But the PVC cover is great. Get in there. One thing I would really recommend for camping is keeping a chair in here, and you might not know where it is. I'd be impressed if you guessed that it's right here under the mattress. So the way that this works, this would be really easy to make yourself, but this particular brand is Crazy Creek. It's a company out of Red Lodge, Montana. They hook together and it sets up like that to give you a nice comfy chair to throw on the ground. Our most accessed section is what we call the kitchen, which is everything you see right here. So it's all empty now. So this is our pantry. The space between here is 8 inches, so we had this old laundry hamper that we cut to 8 inches and kept all our dry foods in here. Next to the pantry is our utensils and our pots and pans, which were kept in this bin, which is also looks like about 7 inches or so. You want to keep your utensils and your pots and pans to an absolute minimum. We had one large pot, one small pot, one pan, and then a couple utensils for stirring. That's really easy access in this compartment here that's donated just to kitchenware. And that's because we cook a lot, and so we need to access that a lot. Underneath here is the 2-burner Coleman propane stove, which I can only access through the front seat. This actually fits perfectly in here. Of course, the cutting board. We tried to get around it, but it's an absolute essential. Fortunately, it fits directly in the seat pocket. And underneath, we have several spare canisters of propane for our stove. don't see here is a suitcase, laundry, trash. This is our backpacking gear, and then we had one more small carry-on size suitcase here. Here we have the gear storage. On this side, we have all shoes. That would look a lot different if you were just going on a road trip for a short amount of time, but we've been living in this car for 11 months, so we want hiking boots and boots for the snow. We want street shoes in case we want to go out and not totally look like we're living in our car, and we have flip-flops, and we have running shoes because we run, and then my wife's got a few extras in there. On this side is it's all climbing gear for us. We have a lot of climbing gear because that's our lifestyle, so that's going to look different for you. But we wanted it to be totally easy to access and a big compartment because it's a category of gear that fits nicely both logically and physically into a single shelf, and that we can access from both back here and from the side door. Also, I want to point out here the two little hidden compartments. We have cards and a cribbage board that fit nicely right over there. You could fit more. And over here we have cleaning supplies in case we wanted to give the car a little wash, and those fit nicely over here. So when you're designing your platform, think of getting access to those smaller compartments to be able to fit things like that in there. Also think about support. So we have these two big gear storage areas, and they're bisected by this support, this piece that supports the mattress, and it runs all the way up to the head of the platform. And you can probably see on the camera in the shot, there's a piece here and a piece over here, and those support the sides of this platform, so it's actually really sturdy and can support a lot of weight. And that runs all the way for the lower half. So the hinges here may not seem very useful. I put them on here for two reasons. Reason number one, because underneath this is the spare tire. So this just enables us to get to the spare tire, access that in an emergency much more easily than we would be if we had to take the entire thing out. Reason number two is that this whole ensemble will not fit in the car if you don't put it in two pieces. On the kitchen side of the car, the vehicle, the Ruby Rambler, sort of have like an outdoor sports / exercise little area. So I'll just start taking things out. We've got flies and a reel, and you'd be surprised at how much space there actually is in here. This is a fly rod. Yeah, I mean, you can see why that wasn't put up here. It doesn't fit. This compartment goes all the way through to the other side, so you can shove long skinny things in there like that. This is really going to amaze you. We have a whole set of free weights for getting a little exercise and strength building and rehabilitative exercise. Sometimes we carry these on the road with us and just lift some weights while we're driving in the driver's seat. Yeah, there's really a lot of weights under here. Your setup is going to look a little different from what we have here. But the point is, when you're building your shelf, you need to consider leaving these small areas, and you need to realize that every little bit of space counts. Because look at all the superfluous things we were able to take with us. They're by no means necessities, but they certainly increased our quality of life. This is the office section / library. We work on the road, and so one of the most accessible things for us is our laptop. This is sort of our office supplies. We have a whole lot of books. some journals, some papers of things we want to keep track of, you know, like our car title. Staying on the library side, we sort of have our emergency roadside kit. They're really things for the car: snow brush, ice scraper, jumper cables, ties, ratchet straps. Staying on this side, oh, this is the same pocket that goes to our toys side, which includes the weights, the fly rod, etc. Staying on this side, we have our tools. And this has been really handy for us to have, to just make repairs in places that we're maybe living temporarily or helping friends out with things. So here is really one of the pieces of bread and butter of this particular setup. You can see underneath there is our climbing gear. We're on the office side of this space right now. This is a nice little nook to stuff your flip-flops, your undies, clean pair of socks or something like that for when you wake up in the morning. It fits right next to the mattress, and also is a really good spot to stuff this. This is a magnetic bug net that magnets to the outside of the car window for when we're in buggy areas. So things like that are really important for car living, to have these little compartments where you can stuff handy things like that. Last but not least, we have the cockpit, and we keep it really simple in here. Sunglasses, headlamp, travel mug. That's it. So, as you can see, it does not take a lot of money or a big fancy vehicle to live the dream life that you want to live. You can do it on the cheap and in a vehicle that you drive every day. It's covert, which makes it easier to park in urban areas, and it's light, which makes it easy to access a lot of the roads and the cool places that you want to go. So whether you are going on your dream road trip, or whether you are simply moving into the car to cut costs, let me know. I would love to hear about your story. Just comment below and let's connect. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that this was a little better than the previous video. Thanks.